Hey yo, hey yo. All right, about to hop on the dialer. Get a little cold calling today. Been running around. Call this list from where I last left off. Optional dialing filters. I stop call attempts at 2, meaning that it will include people in the list if I've already tried them twice, which will then allow me to call everybody 3 times. I do not dial today, and these I just keep here. This is my permanent dialing filters for untouched properties, or rather ungrouped. So when I do call them, and then I'll group them accordingly, like not interested, realtor referral, follow up. I'll place them in groups so that they get taken off of this list. Not dialed today. Again, I just leave that there just in case I finish a list and then I go to start it again, from the top. I just want to make sure I'm not calling these people twice in one day, although it doesn't really matter. I just do that to kind of stretch the data to make it last a little bit longer. If that makes sense. And then I do not contacted ever. So that one you should always have, in my opinion. If you've contacted them to some degree and you've marked it as contact, the call result, you should have either grouped them or put in some type of notes for yourself so that they get put onto a follow-up sequence. And and so that again, you don't want to be calling people who you've already contacted. Especially, you don't want to be cold calling people who you've already contacted and treating it as the initial cold call and have them be like, "I already told you no," or weren't you supposed to follow up with me in a week? And so that's another one. Under the call settings, I filter out contacts who have future call or appointment scheduled. So it's kind of just like a safeguard. If I accidentally did not mark them as contact, but I did set a follow-up call for them or a task or something like that, that's just kind of, again, a safeguard to make sure that those people don't get added either. So you don't contact somebody and, hey, I just wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property. And they're, yeah, this is Derek, right? We're supposed to talk tomorrow, or, something like that. Number of lines I have dialing is 3, and then the number of rings is 4, which is the minimum. Just the most efficient. If somebody's going to let their phone ring 4 times, everybody has their phone attached to their hip all day, every day nowadays. So, you can think about it yourself. Like, if you see a phone call, how many rings do you think it actually takes for you to see the phone call and to answer it? Less than 4, I would bet. And certainly not 7, which is the maximum. You would just be sitting on the dialer all day. Because what happens is sometimes I'll do this too. I'll see an unknown caller, and as opposed to just hanging up on them or answering and hanging up or declining the call, I'll just let it ring sometimes. If I see it from across the room or something and I just don't want to get up and go decline it, I'll just let it ring. So that's kind of, again, if I saw it from across the room and realize, I should go pick that up, I'm going to get to it and pick it up before 4 rings. So that's that. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to start it off. Something quick. 46 people left on the end of this list. Gonna call through, see if I can make some shake. I turn my Wi-Fi off when I call too. I don't actually know if that makes a difference. I feel like it improves my connection between the dialer and my phone, if that makes sense. Because I feel like everything in here is using Wi-Fi. My computer, my girlfriend's phone, her computer, just a bunch of stuff. So boom, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Sophia.
Hello. Dígame, sí.
Sophia, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Aaron Street.
On where?
On Aaron Street in Houston.
Oh, it's not for sale. Sorry.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. While I have you, would you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling at the moment?
No, we trying to keep our properties.
Yeah. Okay. Completely
Thank you for
understand.
calling in.
Thank you for taking it.
Bye.
Bye now. You heard me. I didn't. That's something that I feel like I'm getting a little better at. One second. I'll expand on that thought in a second. I feel like this person might answer.
Hello, this is Elizondo. I'm not able to answer your phone call right now. Please say your name and number, and I'll represent it.
That's something I'm getting a little better at, and something that honestly just takes a little bit of confidence is to just continue your pitch, even though they're trying to push you off. Like you heard right there, she was like, "All right, thanks, bye," but I just continued saying what I was saying and didn't allow her to interrupt me, and then she answered my question. So that's something that I'm really wanting to work on. So there's a way of doing it without being rude, right? Hello?
I'm available to cover the phone right now. Leave a message.
How many deals have you gotten? Scooby, I'm actually on the hunt for my first one. I've had 3 deals fall through just for a few different reasons. Specifically, locking it up too high, just being inexperienced and not truly understanding the values of my market. And then, one I had.
Hello?
Hi, Lois.
This is her daughter.
Hi there. My name is Derek.
How can I help you?
Yeah, I was actually calling about a property that I believe she owns on Barclay Street.
Yes, she lives there. How can I help you?
Oh, okay. I was just wanting to give her a quick call and see if she'd ever consider an offer on her property there. If she's ever thought about selling?
No, then she wouldn't have a place to live.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, well,
Thank you.
bye now. But yeah, Scooby, and then another one, the seller he didn't lie, but he led us to believe that the property was in much better condition than what it was. And then when we tried to renegotiate, we just couldn't get it down far enough to where it made sense. And what was the other one? Oh, and the other one, the tenant, it was. Hello? Hey, David?
Hello?
Hey, David?
I can't hear you.
Hey, David, how's it going? This is Derek. This is a bit random. Can you hear me now? I was actually calling about a
Man, fuck you. I got more important shit to do than fucking go find somebody else that's better.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking the call. Wow. I haven't gotten one of those in a really long time, to be honest. He seemed to be just having a bad day. How can he be so rude to me? How much more polite can I be? But yeah, Scooby. So I have one under contract right now. We have the buyer. The buyer just submitted his earnest money, and now we're just running the title search to get everything taken care of, pay off the mortgage, waiting on the seller to fill out his information. So closing on our initial agreement was set for the I believe it's either the 17th or the 19th of August. The seller, it's absentee owner, and his daughter lives in the property. So that's really the primary focus right now. Is I've connected her with a realtor in the area to kind of lay out her options for her, so that she can find a place to move. And it's pretty much as soon as she can move out.
Please leave your message for 8.
As soon as she moves out, and as soon as title clears, then we'll go ahead and close on that one. And that one will be my first closed deal. And I'm trying my best to stay focused on the acquisition side of things as well. Because I've learned, from experience from those other three that I got under contract, there is, I tended to like kind of focus on the disposition, but spending like an unnecessary amount of time. And then I really felt it when they fell through. And then I went back to my pipeline of leads and realized, hey,
Bueno,
hey, Maria,
¿quién habla?
this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is Derek. I'm sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Woodlark Street.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi there. I was calling about a property that I believe Maria owns on Woodlark Street.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to give her a quick call, and I wanted to see if she would ever consider an offer on her property there.
Oh, no, she's not interested in
Okay. Completely understand. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling at the moment?
Oh, no, we're okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
All right.
All right.
This is Chuck Walker, Charles. I'm able to come to the phone right now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what's going on. Really trying to focus on, again, building the pipeline, just staying consistent in the lead generation. Because I am finding that there's like a delay, right? It's not going to be the first time that you talk to them, you're going to get the agreement locked up. So it's like people I'm talking to today, if there's a deal to be made,
Please leave your message for...
if there's a deal to be made, then we probably wouldn't, put something under agreement for maybe a couple weeks and then, close in a month or two, or, and I feel like even then is pretty, it's pretty quick. That's me finding somebody at the end of the sales cycle who's already,
Please leave your message for 71.
who's already considered it and it's kind of ready to pull the trigger. If that makes sense.
Sorry, but the person you called...
Take way over.
All right. Hello? Hi, is this Mr. or Mrs. Gallardo? Hi there, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Woodlark Street. I don't know if they were ever on the phone. You know what I mean? Like, were they saying anything, or was I tripping?
You know better than me. I thought people were just jerks.
Oh, that too, but have a good day. I'll likely see you tonight.
Well, obviously, I'll see you eventually.
No, I just mean.
Yeah, let's go.
This is Regina.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I think I dialed the wrong number here.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
You want to go? Alright. Here you go. Let's go to Granny's. Come on. Please, come on now. We're gonna go.
Just go to get ready. He'll come.
I wanted to call you.
No, I appreciate it.
Please leave your message for 832.
That one guy was a treat.
Please leave your message for 832.
You know, at first, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of response bothered me. I probably would have stopped calling in the past, but
You have reached the on-call center for the Women's Health Solution.
pretty easy to move past those now. As long as you have good intentions, that's really what matters. It's more of an internal battle than it is anything else. If that makes sense.
Please leave your message for 83.
I think this is the second time I'm calling through this list here.
Hello.
Hi there. I was looking for the owner of a property on Primrose Street. Do I have the right number here?
I'm sorry. I don't have anything to do with it. I get calls all the time. Will you please take me off your list?
Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll do. Thank you for your time.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
Bye now.
Bye.
See, even like that, like people just appreciate like you being kind. He's getting bothered, and he's not even the owner of the property. It's like, yeah, pretty much what I'm saying is that, it's really an internal battle. It comes down to talking to these people. Is your intention just to squeeze a check out of them and, con them out of their money, or are you actually trying to help people? And you have to make that shift, I think, especially in the beginning. And I never want to speak like I'm some type of pro because I'm hunting my first deal here, but I feel like I'm still pretty, in the thick of it. And
Hello. Yeah.
hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Sweetbriar Street.
Good. What about it?
Yeah. I just wanted to give you a quick call, and I actually wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there.
I don't know. You mean sell it?
Yeah, you ever considered?
No, not yet. Maybe in the future.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, absolutely. On the phone, I would have liked to ask him permission to follow up with him so that I knew how soon he was looking to sell. But I'll set a follow up in 3 months. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was just trying to dismiss me, if he was just trying to politely get me off the phone. But I'll find out in 3 months when I follow up. I think it's worth me, making a note here. Connected with seller now, but maybe in the future. Call him in 3 months. Kind of just check back in. When I call him, hey, I talked to you 3 months ago. You said that you weren't interested at that time, but possibly in the future. I just wanted to see if you've given it any more thought. And I think those are really going to be the money follow-ups right there. The people who don't necessarily.
Hello?
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Jason, how's it going? This is Derek. I'm Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Sweetbriar Street.
It's not for sale. I'm tired of people calling.
Okay. Completely understand. I appreciate you taking the call. All right. Have a good one. But I was going to say, I think those are really the money follow-ups because they're not like that guy. Like, I'm tired of people calling me. It's not for sale. But at the same time, they're not like, yeah, you know, it obviously wasn't a lead. So that guy's probably right
Did not complete your call.
in the beginning
Try again.
of the sales cycle, right? He's thought about it. Maybe he didn't really say, but he said in the future, you know, obviously in the future. But I think those are really the money follow-ups. Like just the other day, I followed up with a woman who had given me permission to follow up in 3 months, and
But the person you called has a voicemail box.
turns out that the 3 months had passed, and she and her family actually made the decision to do a rehab. So they were, you know, kind of just started their rehab project, and it might turn into a realtor referral because, you know, I kind of felt it out, and I asked her, like, you know, are you wanting to see the project through, or are you wanting to kind of sell it as is? Because we'll take it over in the middle of the project. And she's like, no, we're going to see it through. I'm like, okay. So then I transitioned and shifted gears to the realtor referral. I go, do you have a realtor that you're planning on working with? I'm like, no, actually we don't. It's like, all right, boom, there's my opening. So, you know, kind of plan to see like, oh, let me connect you with my realtor. You know, we work closely with him and he'll be able to help you out. And she's like, yeah, sure. Give him my number. So again, hello.
Please leave your message for
It was a
832.
kind of an alley-oop, just a 1-2, bang, cold call. Not right now. Call me in 3 months. Second call. We're doing a renovation. Okay. You want to work with my realtor? Yeah. So it's not going to bring me a huge check, but shoot. You know, if it brings me back anything, that's a tremendous return on both an investment of my money and my time. I don't think I've spent longer than
Sorry, the
2
mailbox
minutes
is full,
talking to
and
that
there is
woman,
not enough
and
space
it
to
may
leave a message.
result in a kickback from my realtor. So that's why I'm really just trying my best to just build the pipeline, regardless of the conversation. Just trying to talk to as many people and see how I can best serve them. And again, it just comes back to me having the intention of wanting to help these people and not kicking them to the curb if there's nothing that I can do for them, right? If they're in need of help in regards to real estate and it doesn't make sense for me to offer them a cash offer or any type of offer, I still want to do my part in connecting them with people or putting them in a position where their problem can still be solved. And that comes across in your tone of voice when you're cold calling these people. You know, in the initial pitch, that's all it is tone of voice. That's all they have, that and the words, obviously. But once you get the words down, it's just tone of voice. And that's all they have to judge and gauge you on your intentions. You know what I mean? Like, is this person just a scam? Are they trying to con me out of something? They can tell, you know, it's quite clear. Even me, when I get calls from like other wholesalers or, you know, anybody who's cold calling me, it's just quite clear that they're wanting something out of me and not necessarily here to help. I'm dialed through this list now. I just kind of finished the end of that list, so I'm gonna switch gears. It's all driving for dollars. As of now, I have just started to lump them all into the same list when I import them into my dialer. But in the past, recently, in the recent past, I was kind of separating them by market. So I still have a couple of markets that I haven't called through, 3 times, which is the amount of times that I'm calling through these lists. So it's a new list, but same concept, driving for dollars. Doing it virtually too, driving for dollars.
Please leave your message for 832.
I'm gonna make a pre-recorded video. I've obviously only gone live doing this, but soon here I'm gonna make a pre-recorded video.
Sure. How may I help you today?
Hi, I am so sorry. I think I dialed the wrong number here.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good day. But I'm gonna hop on and do some pre-recorded videos. I went on a rant about it last video, so I'm not gonna go crazy on it right now. But just some procedural type stuff where you can actually see what I'm doing on my computer, as opposed to just looking at how ugly I am.
Hello?
Hey, Ruben.
Yeah, me?
Ruben, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Willow Street.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call and wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there.
Nah, I'm okay, man. I'm okay right now.
Okay, completely understand. While I have you, would you happen to have any others you might consider selling at the moment?
No, I just have this property for right now.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Bye. Man, I don't know why that one sounded promising to me. You saw me get up in my seat and stuff. Just the way, again, his tone of voice kind of led me to believe that he was at least willing to consider it. But yeah, just so you don't have to stare at my face the whole time.
Automatic voice message system 8319.
And I messed around with streaming software yesterday, and I'm working off my laptop. It just doesn't have the processing power to be able to deliver a clean stream. It was just really laggy, really, really bad. Skip frames, delayed frames, all type of stuff. So wanting to kind of focus on, I don't want this to be a thing either. The whole content thing. That's why I kind of.
Hello?
Hi, Ms. Vela.
Who's speaking?
Oh, this is Derek. I'm sorry. I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Willow Street.
You say where?
On Willow Street.
Willow Street.
Yeah, over in Pasadena. Just wanted to give you a quick call and wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling at the moment?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye. That was a little weird. I feel like that wasn't her. It was because the property address and the mailing address were the same, so usually that's what leads me to believe, if it's absentee owned and they have multiple properties. The way she was responding, it sounded like she had a bunch of properties. But she was thrown off by the street name. But if she lives there, I don't know. It just leads me to believe that probably wasn't her.
Please leave your message for 83. Please leave your message for 83. Por favor, deje su mensaje para Bertín González.
Pretty strong contact rate right now with these two lists combined. Just a couple minutes shy of 30 minutes in today, and
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Sorry, the mailbox belonging to 281.
8 contacts on the day. I always, hello? If you hear me, I'll always let the voicemail go until they either say
Each is not in service. Please check the number and dial
either the number message, and I hope that there is a name in there so that I can determine whether or not it's a good number for the person that I'm trying to reach. I feel like it's worth just a couple seconds to wait on the voicemail to figure that out. That way it saves me time in the future. If it says a name that I'm not looking for, I'll get rid of it. If it says the person's name, I will mark it as the primary contact. And, so that way I don't have to waste my time with the other numbers the next time I call through.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 832.
But the second it starts saying numbers, I try my best to be ready to click the call results so I don't waste any more time. Hi, Thomas.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Thomas Avenue. I mark those as contacts, and then I place them in the group not interested. It's just dependent on when they hang up. Right then, it was kind of clear that it was the person I was looking for, and he only hung up once I mentioned the property, street name. So I can
Please leave your message for
pretty safely assume that once he heard me ask about the property, he hung up, which is pretty indicative of him not being interested. So yeah, again, I count those as contacts, and then I will put them in not interested if the conversation goes like that.
forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
But if it's like they hang up once I'm asking for the name, like, hey, Derek, click, then I'll try them again. And I won't count that as a contact, obviously, because I don't know if I actually got a hold of the person. It's kind of like similar.
2813.
Which is also, this is another kind of note, which is also why if the first name, right, so, it's advised to use the first name to try to kind of breed familiarity. Like, do I know this person? They're calling me by my first name.
Your call has been forwarded to an 713.
But if that first name I see can be shortened or, some type of a nickname can be formed from it, I will automatically
At the tone, please.
To the last name and ask for Mr. or Mrs. last name. Because if the point of me saying the first name is to breed familiarity and like, hey, you know me, it is counterproductive if I'm calling them by a name that nobody calls them, right? Just trying to think of something like off the top of my head, like Christopher. If every single person in their other, it doesn't do me any good to ask for, hey, Christopher, because he's going to be like, who the hell is this, right? So I try to be like kind of stay. It's a lot easier for me because I'm.
Hello?
Hi, is Celia?
Who's this?
This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Witter Street.
I don't know no property.
Oh, okay. Do I have the correct number here? Am I speaking with Celia?
No.
Oh, I might have dialed the wrong number here. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for taking the call. That was another kind of good one, a little bit of a way to navigate the conversation. All I'm really trying to do right in the beginning is to confirm that I am talking to the person who I should be talking to and determine whether there's any interest in selling. Those are the only two things. And sometimes it's not as smooth as just delivering the pitch and them participating in it the way that you need them to. So sometimes you kind of got to work around it like I just did. So yeah. Got like 10, 11 more, 10 properties left at the end of this list. A couple minutes over half hour in, about 9 contacts in. Pretty strong rate, especially for both of these lists.
You reach Freddie. Leave me a message, and I'll get back with you just as soon as possible.
Another great example right there. So what happens is I hear his name, and that is I was looking for Freddie. So in a quick note, I say correct number, and in Mojo, when you're
The number you have reached is not in service.
when
Please
you
check the
are
number.
when you are on a live call, you're connected, and you make a note in Mojo, it will save the note with the number that you were connected to in it. So that way, when I go back to that, I can see the number, and then it will say correct number. And I think there was either 1 or 2 other numbers
Please leave your message
there.
for
So
8
next time I call through, I don't have to waste my time with the other numbers. Unless it's like the 3rd time, 4th time I'm calling through, which I don't call through 4 times, but maybe the 3rd time I call through, if there's like one other number, I'll maybe give it a try. Like, okay, let's try this other number. I've already tried his cell phone 3 times. Let me try this landline that's here as well, because this is the last time I'm going to try this property anyways.
Please leave your message for
Cuddy's like that one. I wouldn't have tried to pronounce the first name. I think it was Zacharias or something. I'm sure he goes by Zach, but I also don't want to assume that, right? So I was getting ready to try to pronounce the last name without butchering it, but more than likely I would have just asked for the owner of the property on Main Street. Do I have the right number? Those are
Please leave your message for 8.
my 3 in those order. First name. First name I can't pronounce, or it's something that can be shortened or given a nickname to. I will go, hey, Mr. or Mrs. last name. If I can't pronounce the last name, I will go, or it's a trust or an estate. I will say, hey, I was looking for the owner of a property on this street. Do I have the right number? And I always finish it with a question so they actually have something to answer, right? If I were to just say, hey, I was looking for the owner of a property on this street, they're going to be like, yeah, so what? Like, I always want to finish it with like kind of a question. Which is also why I ask, or use the first name or the last name by saying Mr. or Mrs. last name. You kind of want to put an upward inflection at the end of that so it appears as if it's a question. So, hey, Derek. It's almost saying without saying, hey, is this Derek, right? But you're not saying that. Same with the last name. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. last name? Saying it in that manner, it's like asking a question and they have something to respond to. The more times you actually ask a question, I feel like not only do you, again, give them something to respond to, which pushes the conversation forward, but it also allows you to remain in control of the conversation because you're the one who's asking the questions, right? So let me see. I'm going to call through that same list, but start from the top. Again, I have it so that I'm not calling anybody who I've already called today, and I'm also not calling anybody who I've already tried 3 times. So now the list is a little bit bigger, about 211.
Using your touch-tone phone, please.
I gotta crack the door. It's hot as hell in here.
You are now logged into the Mojo Dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
I just throw the air on too. Shit.
Has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 7-1.
I'm finding by doing this, my KPIs are like kind of just like start from square one. I getting anywhere. Oh Jesus. If on a strong, like this is a pretty strong contact rate. It's probably have me finishing it like somewhere between 16 to 18 contacts an hour, which is strong because I've called through these lists already. So the contact rate is lower than it should be when I call through it for the first time. And then what was I just gonna say? And then I find that I get like one quality lead. I'm talking motivation, interested in selling within the next 30 to 60 days.
I'm unable to take your call at this time. So at the tone, you leave your name, number, and a brief message as soon as possible.
And I'm finding that about every 50 contacts, every 50 to 70, so more like 60, every 60 contacts do I get a quality lead like that, where at least they're saying stuff that leads me to believe that they're a quality lead. But then, you expect some like spillage, some drop off because people will like, I hate to say it, but we'll get off the phone with you right then and there and be like, wait a second, like, I don't want to move. I don't want to sell. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a gift and a curse of a good salesperson, right? It's like you can kind of like trap them into giving you the information that you want to hear from them. But then when it really comes down to the point where they have to sign on the dotted line, they're not going to. So, since I'm doing it virtually, I'm not really going for appointments. I'm looking for signed agreements. And I haven't really done the math, but I've gotten 4 agreements so far.
Hi, the person you're calling is using a screening service from Google and will get it.
I delete those. So I wonder how many leads I've had total. But at the same time, I wasn't really like being as strict as I am nowadays in considering what is and is not a lead. That was somebody calling me back. I don't answer when they call me back when I'm cold calling. It's too complicated. I have to time it out with these 3 lines that are dialing and pause it and make sure that I'm not missing out on new opportunities. And I have a voicemail set up so that when they call me, they'll hear my voicemail and it'll be clear why I called them. It says, this is Derek. If you have any interest in receiving an offer on your property, please leave your name, number, and address. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So if they truly were wanting to sell, they would leave me a voicemail or text me after that or whatever. You know what I mean? I've just tried my best before to like juggle the 3 lines that are dialing and then the little incoming call and like the timeout to pause the dialer, hold the line and answer the new call. I ended up just missing out on other conversations, which is why I choose not to answer the callbacks.
And a brief message. I'll get back to you.
Here's another example. Richard. He could go by Rich, Ricky, Rick, Dick, like so many different things. So I'm going to call him Mr. Greg.
Into an automatic voice message system.
So on the message, he says Richard, but still. I will also take note of that sometimes, like correct number goes by Richard. I may have even left a note for myself. I saw that I had left a note. So then it's a perfect example right there. That was the first number in the lineup because it was the correct one. And then I, as opposed to just wasting my time with the other 2, I just quickly hit no contact next record. So it's going to skip to the next property as opposed to trying the next numbers, as opposed to clicking no contact next number, which would then allow it to dial through the rest of the numbers for that specific property. I just don't waste my time. I say no contact, next record, skip those. I could go to the point of deleting the other numbers, but like I said, sometimes when I'm calling through for like the third time, I'll try those numbers just in case I like the number that I thought was the quote unquote correct number, maybe their work cell phone or their cell phone, and I'm trying to get them on their landline or vice versa, whatever the case may be.
Hello.
Hey, Sergio.
Hey.
Sergio, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Earl Street.
Sí, pero no te entiendo, no hablo español.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can understand him. He said, yeah, I don't understand though. Do you speak Spanish? It's like frustrating because I want to have a conversation with these people, but I can't. So I also have a group where I'm lumping all of my Spanish speakers in there. I will only put them in the Spanish speaker group if I can confirm that it is the person that I'm looking to speak with. So right there, I'm like 99.9% sure that was Sergio. I just was unable to determine whether or not, or confirm whether or not he was interested in an offer. So yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to
Once
an
I
automatic voice message.
build out the team a little bit and we get some bilingual people or some Spanish speakers, definitely. That's why I'm keeping it.
Your message for 7
Keeping the group right now because I want to go back to it at some point in time. I have a good chunk of people in there. I've even had a couple people that express interest in selling, but we can't have the conversation.
Please leave your message for 83.
Yo, it's so hot right now. You don't see me sweating? Oh my God.
Please leave your message for 7 1.
These are so loud too. Man, it's been it's funny. It's been a really long time since I've had a quality lead right off the rip, right off the cold call, which is why I was saying like nowadays I'm finding more value in somebody saying, you know, yeah, I'm interested, but call me later, or you know what I mean? Like I want a follow-up because and hello which makes sense, right? Very rarely are you going to find somebody that's at the very end of the sales cycle who is ready to have that conversation, right? And not only ready but willing to give then and there. Happens, right? It's kind of rare. But for me, as of lately, I find more value in somebody who's maybe a little bit towards the end of the sales cycle, but needs to be pushed off the fence, right? Because they could go either way, and they just need that little nudge. I find more value in those type of conversations right off the rip on the initial call, because it puts me in a position to like do my thing, right? And like sell them on my service and all that good stuff, which gives me practice, experience, and appreciate, to be honest. I almost don't want it to be such an easy lay down close because I don't get anything from it. I may get some money, but
I'm sorry, but the person person you called
I'm trying to, like,
voicemail box.
perfect the craft, and I'm really trying to help people too. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm trying to, like, really find out these people's problems. For example, I don't know if anybody, is watching this for the first time, but the agreement that I have in place right now, the guy's house is getting foreclosed on. The daughter who lives there, her husband just passed. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this Miss Valdez?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for the owner of a property on Fern Streets. Do I have the right number?
No.
No. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right, bye now. Yeah, her husband just passed away. She's depressed. She's admitting that, like, she is in a state of depression, not just like, oh, I don't feel good. Like, no, it's been months that she's been going through it. So I feel really good about it because I'm actually making an impact on a lot of different people in this process. Not to say that I am wanting to do these for selfish reasons, but everybody wants to do things for selfish reasons, whether you admit it or not, or know it or not. I'm trying to do this to help people, and I'm trying to
Your call has been forwarded to
really make a difference, right? I'm really trying to impact people's lives, and I already know that once this gets brought to the closing table, this one agreement that I have, it's a huge deal for this family. I'm having the seller walk away with 10 grand. He wasn't expecting anything. Having the daughter turn a new leaf with her 15-year-old son. They don't no longer have to live in this dump. They can start a new life and move past the state of depression that she's in. Hopefully, I can get the title company paid. I can get me and my JV partner paid. I can get the cash buyer paid on the back end. I can get all of his contractors paid. I can get the appraisers paid when they come out and appraise the place. I can get the realtor on the back end paid. I can get the realtor who's helping me. Fernando, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Fern Street. Hi there. My name is Derek. I'm just giving you a quick call about a property I believe you own on Fern Street.
No.
No? Do I have the right number here?
No English? No.
No. Okay, is this Miss Reyna?
Mom?
No.
Mother?
Okay, I might have the wrong number. I'm sorry. Man, I need to learn Spanish, bro. It's getting pretty try, especially in this area. It's all Spanish speakers. So like Spanish speakers live here. Non-Spanish speakers own property here, but they're absentee owners. I'm gonna call it quits here in a minute. Once the live stream hits an hour, about 5-6 minutes from now. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, just so many people getting impacted by one deal, and it's really, I've always heard the pros and the gurus talk about it, but I'm seeing it firsthand now, and I'm really starting to realize how many people benefit from a property getting turned over, flipped, or whatever. You know what I mean? So many people out, and that list that I just listed off is like probably just a fraction. I mean, that was pretty much the whole process, but still, there's other people involved that are getting paid off.
Leave your message for 83252539110.
Yeah, see this?
Call you back. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished
I'm gonna call it
recording,
quits now.
you may hang up
The
or
dialer
press
is starting
1 for more
to
options. We did did not get your message, either because you were not speaking or because of a bad connection. To disconnect, press 1. To record your message, press 2. Goodbye.
This happens with Mojo every once in a while. It gets frozen. That's what I was talking about with the connection quality, which is why I won't call off my Wi-Fi. But just like all types of stuff that plays a part and factors into the connection quality. So that's that. I just called it quits right there before I started leaving people blank voicemails. And that's what I mean. I'll select the call result, and then it will like freeze on that one property, and then just play out the voicemail. And I don't say anything because I don't leave voicemails on cold calls. But anyways, hope you guys, learn something. Maybe not as if I'm wanting to. I'm stressing that. I'm really not wanting to come from a place of like, I know what's best and you guys don't, because I'm sure everybody who's tuning in and tapping into this is probably even farther along than I am. But at that, that's, the same rate, I know that somebody's going to, tune in that is maybe just starting their journey and looking for some advice or looking for some guidance. So hopefully, I can at least do that for somebody who is a few steps behind me. But, anything other than that, I hope that it's at least entertaining. I know, again, it might not be as entertaining to just look at my ugly mug the whole hour, but to hear me, have these conversations, to hear me get those no's, and to see me really how I respond to those no's, right? I think it's one thing to, get these no's and to get caught up on it, right? It's pretty difficult. It comes with practice to be able to. And I'm coming from a job before this where I was on the phones all day, so I'm kind of used to it. But even then, I still avoided getting on the phones back at my old job because I really didn't want to. I didn't like it. I didn't like the uncomfortableness. But now I am kind of seeing the fruits of my labor, and it's really pushing me to get on the dialer as much as I can. Even still, I feel like I could be doing way more. I know I could be doing way more. So what I'm really hoping is that this deal closes. I can reinvest some of this money into like skip tracing so that I can be dialing fresh lists more often, and maybe even bring on a cold caller or two so that I can be having higher quality conversations with leads as opposed to just sitting on the dialer cold calling all day. I know that's a better use of my time. So I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, appreciate you like dropping a little like or comment on maybe something that you did learn or something that you want to recommend to me. If you're steps ahead of me, if you're light years ahead of me, I would definitely appreciate you kind of tuning in, tapping in, and saying, hey, I see that you do this. Why don't you try this instead? I find success with that. Or the way that I do it, that I have found success with is by doing it this way. So, and I'm a student of the game, and I always will be. So I appreciate any type of recommendations, guidance, commentary, anything. So please do feel free to leave any type of comments. And I would appreciate it if you subscribed. Also, I'm really trying to push the content again for the people who are steps behind me, and something that I can just kind of reflect on in the future. I think it'll be really cool to go back to this one day and see like, wow, I have come a long way. So appreciate anybody who does tap into this, and anybody who's made it this far. I really, really, really do appreciate you. And till the next one. Peace.